To watch the latest from India Science, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon to get notifications on all the science-related videos.
Namaskar, you're watching Sci-Tech, a show where we unravel the science behind everything. And I'm Harsha Sharma. Climate change, which is being propelled by the greenhouse gases, is a big problem for us. But guess what? The scientists have found its solution in tiny organisms. Yes, you heard it right. Scientists have engineered a bacteria that eat up carbon dioxide. Want to know more? Watch this upcoming video.
Fuels are a double-edged sword for mankind. While they have made our life simple by lighting our houses and powering our vehicles, their adverse effect on the environment can no longer be neglected. Carbon emission has increased, glaciers are melting, disasters like drought and flood are increasing in intensity. We are losing our precious biodiversity, and the list goes on. All in all, the world has come to the conclusion that the reduction of greenhouse gases is the only way forward to save the world from deadly consequences of climate change. Working on this problem, the researchers across the world are trying to come up with clean energy sources and ways to cut or reduce carbon emissions. Last year, researchers from the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel reported that they created a strain of the bacteria E. coli that eats CO2 for energy. Usually, the E. coli bacteria eat up organic compounds like sugar and fats, but the scientists have tweaked the genetic machinery of this new bacteria in a way that it now relies on taking up carbon dioxide for its energy needs. This research, which has been published in the international journal Cell, describes how the bacteria was tweaked to intake carbon dioxide and utilize it for its functioning and growth. The scientists intended to turn this bacteria into an autotroph like plants which utilize sunlight, carbon dioxide and water to synthesize their food. While the researchers have taught bacteria to eat carbon dioxide, the major limitation currently is the fact that the bacteria is also releasing carbon dioxide. But the scientists are all firm on settling this problem. They plan to rewire the bacteria's circuit in a way that instead of releasing carbon dioxide, it makes electricity. Wouldn't it be great then?
The best feeling is when you buy something of excellent quality at a very low price, right? But what if I tell you you might have been decoyed? I mean, tricked. There is one cunning trick which marketeers used to make you choose the more expensive option. Watch this video to know about it.
Life is so simple when you have only one option to choose from. You pay the price and that product is yours. But often we find ourselves confused if there are more than one option with varied price and features. Here, marketers use a technique called the Decoy Effect. To understand it, let's take an example. Suppose you want to buy a cell phone and there are two options to choose from. One of Rs 10,000 and 10 megapixel camera called option A, and another of 20,000 rupees with 20 megapixel camera called option B. Now there are 50% chances of you choosing one option among these two. Suppose you think option A is best suited for you and you go for that. Now imagine, instead of two options, there is one more option of a 15 megapixel camera for 18,000 rupees. The difference in price between option B and C is very less, and you will think that option B is better because you are getting very good features at a very reasonable price, and you might end up spending more. You have just experienced the decoy effect. The decoy effect is defined as the phenomena whereby consumers change their preference between two options when presented with a third option. The effect was first described by academics Joel Huber, John Payne and Christopher Puto. in a paper published in the Journal of Consumer Research in 1982. When consumers are faced with many alternatives, they often experience choice overload, which the psychologists call the paradox of choice. Multiple behavioral experiments have consistently demonstrated that greater choice complexity increases anxiety and hinders decision-making. In an attempt to reduce this anxiety, consumers tend to simplify the process by selecting only a couple of criteria to determine the best value for money. Through manipulating these key choice attributes, a decoy steers you in a particular direction while giving you the feeling you're making a rational, informed choice.
That's all for this episode of Sci-Tech. You can send us your valuable feedback on the email ID flashing on your screen. Also download India Science app or visit our website www.indiascience.in. And for more such videos, do not forget to follow us on our social media handles as well. And before we end, here is a fact of the day for you.
E. coli are very common bacteria in our stomach and intestine. It produces vitamin K, which helps blood to clot.